Yeah, g'day. My name's Luke Collins. I'm a PE teacher. Been involved in sport my whole life: football, cricket, surfing. Love getting in the outdoors. We're just about to go off on a trip with my wife and three kids. And much of that's to do with this bloke here. He's my biggest idol, and this is my dad. My biggest idol, mentor, and best mate in life. And he's been able to teach me many great skills, including mindfulness, empathy, and gratitude. Before they were probably even those terms. So great skills that I've learned from him over my life. Always loved going in the outdoors, and here's why I've got my little gas cooker here. We'll just fire that up. But yeah, nothing better than spending some outdoor experiences with my dad and appreciating the simple things in life. Often we can just go to a microwave and just heat something up quickly, but just that ability to be able to heat up the kettle and while you've been up, you might have been on a big bushwalk or reached a high peak and had a nice surf for the day, but you come back and you can have a nice warm drink. It's pretty rewarding, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But mental illness is something that's very close to me. All of the football clubs that I've played with over the years I've encountered someone who's had some sort of mental illness. So it's been very close to me, and something that I'm very well aware of. I live with a guy, one of my best mates, for a number of years. Very good looking dude, great at his sport. Always achieved well with the ladies and with education and all sorts of things. But little did I know that he was actually suffering a bit of mental illness himself. And I felt bad that I didn't actually pick up on it. But luckily enough, we've been able to talk about these sorts of things over the years, and it didn't get to a point where it was too bad, but definitely something that made me more aware. If I was to talk about primary school students, or I was going to speak at a primary school, something that I look at with primary school students would be empathy. And empathy is one where I was speaking with my sons the other day, and both of them said that there's a new kid at the school, and trying to make him feel more included and accepted into school. They'd invite him to come and be a part of their games, or come over for a play on the weekend, or whatever it might be. So just showing that empathy to get that kid involved and making them feel good about themselves while in that school environment. So that's something that I look to do. Kettle's just boiled there. That was pretty quick. Just tuck that in there. Cup of tea. Speaking about the secondary schools, if I was to work at the secondary school and come into that environment, I've worked with 17, 18, 19-year-olds over the last few years. But getting back to Dad, I'd probably refer to a couple of his songs, and Dad was a teacher himself, and he spoke about a number of issues in society, how lucky we are in Australia, things like that. But he wrote a song called See the Real Me. It's about a popular kid and about a bit of a nerdy kid, and finding out what those two kids are really about, what makes them tick, learning a bit about each other, being accepting of each other, and being grateful for each other's talent. So that's something that I like to develop with the secondary school kids, and it's something that I have done with my own students over the last few years, and talk about things that we can learn off each other. Lastly, the mindfulness is a really important thing, and I believe that's important for us as parents, and it's important for us to basically wear the hats that we need to wear, and be the person and be present in the role that we need to be. So, for example, when I'm playing with my young daughter, 1-year-old daughter, being in her world and playing with her little things, her little toys, things like that. My second oldest son loves his Lego, so playing with his Lego, his little creation that we built together. My oldest son, taking him to footy training, being a footballer myself, playing football, so being in that role. If I'm out fishing, I'm fishing, those sorts of things. And obviously as a husband, I've been married for almost 12 years now, being present with my wife and listening to her and obviously vice versa. But this kettle's a bit of a present as a 10-year anniversary for some times that we can share together over a cup of tea, and just being aware of and having time together for each other. So being in those roles, and that's what I think is really important for our parents to know, and especially when they're working in with their sons and daughters and things like that. That's just a little snapshot. Really privileged to have the opportunity to speak, and yeah, look forward to meeting you guys down the track. Cheers.